back.
We're back again.
How you doing, mate?
I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, good. It's nice to be back in here. I've got another podcast as well. Nice to do a slightly different style podcast.
Yeah, you are the podcast king these days.
only because of this place and because of, this is like my third podcast now, I think.
Yeah, you're a veteran of the podcast.
I wouldn't say a veteran.
It's funny when we first started doing podcasts and I was trying to give you loads of advice, but then you were trying to get me on camera. I'm like, nah, but I'm okay.
I don't know why, because like this is obviously the second one. The first one, I know you were like, I didn't really want to do this and stuff, but it's great.
It's
actually just like having a chat. I said, don't think about the cameras. Don't think about the mics. Yeah, it is easier said than done.
It is, but I'm also someone who hasn't had any social media in like 5 years. So creating Nostro, everyone forced me to have social media again. So
and sometimes I'll go, because I do quite a lot on social media, and I'll say, can you share this for me? And you'll go,
nah.
I haven't even got Instagram.
I don't have an Instagram either.
Have you still not got an Instagram?
No.
Do you think you should probably get an Instagram?
I probably should, and everyone keeps telling me I need to get an Instagram for the business.
We've gotten 20,000 followers on Instagram. I know you don't have to manage it.
I know, post and ghost maybe.
Post and ghost.
But yeah, I'm not about that life.
All right, okay, fine. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about the concept of the business, where it came from in terms of like the origin story, and then to where it is, and kind of just bringing it into reality, and not even launch. But from that, I'll take it back to start with, and then I'll come on to bringing you on. I can't remember what it was. It was probably like June, July in 23, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So from the V1, which we talked about in the first episode of Nostro, which didn't work, which it could have. We weren't to know until we tried it. And also, if we hadn't tried it, Nostro V2 wouldn't be here. So I'm glad we did it. But yeah, so from that point, we realized that me and the other founders, we didn't have time. So just to give this some context, we also launched a investment fund, a managed investment fund offshore. And that requires a lot of energy and effort and time.
Yeah.
So we've learned a lot of this business through managing traders, through managing the fund.
I think that I don't think we would have been able to do Nostro without having that knowledge of especially from you other guys of how to manage a proper fund, proper traders in that fund, and obviously being really successful with that fund as well has helped come into Nostro and built the foundations of Nostro. So, and I think as well, the failing of V1, when I got brought into it, we sort of had a good idea as a team, right? That didn't work at all. We need to totally rebuild everything, rebuild the whole front end, back end, have everything secure and safe before launching. And looking back now, it's probably the best decision we've ever made, that we own everything in Nostro. So
yeah, well, actually, that's just given me a bit of PTSD there, because when you just said about the design, completely redesigned it, I forgot that we got the whole website, the dashboard, everything designed by. Do you remember my friend Richard Caney?
Yeah.
Right? So his company, we paid to have, with his company, I think it was 32 Brains they were called, we paid them to do the whole design. We didn't use any of it.
Yeah.
We didn't use one bit of it.
I think that happens a lot in businesses, though. Obviously, you're involved in a number of different businesses at the moment, and like apps and developments. And,
don't talk about it.
And it's like, right, you build something don't work, and then you have to go back to the drawing board again.
Yeah.
And building Nostro, it was painful, really, really painful, because you have a good idea of what you want to do, and you look and you try and take the best bits from stuff across the industry, and you start building it. And I've got no coding experience, so you're managing.
Likewise, I haven't.
You're managing a software team, and Josh had a little. Thankfully, Josh had a lot of experience in the software side and Figma and design and sort of building it. And at the start, I didn't even know what an API was. No idea. It's never been anything in my sort of realm. And then, but you start picking things up now where we've got a full software development team, and you speak with them and stuff gets done quickly, but at the start it was painful.
But that comes back around to it's almost like what the analogy I would use is like kissing a few frogs, right?
Yeah.
Right, because for example, not Kenny was a frog, but we had to endure that cost. So we paid a fortune to have it designed. Yeah. And then we realized, now we've got it designed. Now we need to find a team to build it. So we found a team to build it. It was built nothing like the design. Because when we looked at the design on a PDF based on like brand guidelines, it looked amazing. But then when we took it to get built, that was a whole separate issue because we couldn't put certain stuff in certain places and that didn't work with that. So that needs to be redesigned, move that there. So anyway, that all happened. V1 failed. Then we came to a point where we were like, okay, we haven't got the time to do this ourselves. Just bring this back to where I was going. We now need to find a team to do this. So Josh was one as well. You mentioned a few times. We needed someone to actually head up the whole project.
Yeah.
So bringing you and Josh on was essentially kind of the catalyst in this whole thing. And it was the best move we ever made, but we had no idea at the time. I had a conversation with you because you came to mine one weekend. And I was saying, well, because you were prop trading and you were going, and we were kind of, I was on the verge of prop trading, but you were kind of right in the thick of it. And I was going, we've got a project which, might suit you and we don't know what we're going to do.
No, you actually, I think I remember the conversation. You were basically said, we've just interviewed someone to come in and help Josh do this. And I was like, this is perfect for me.
Yeah, and you said it. You were like,
and then like everything sort of clicked, and obviously I went away, put a presentation together for all the boys.
But I spoke to Elliot. I remember calling Elliot, and me and Elliot were like, he's perfect for the team. At the time in your life, you're going through a transition phase. Yeah, it just one of those things where the timing is just too perfect.
Yeah, and I think the whole business is built on that as well because I've been in a lot of businesses, and you've got to have good, solid people around you that do their jobs, and everyone knows the role. Everyone knows the role in the business and the jobs, and they get done. And if you don't have that, and like for 18 months, no one's ever been paid or anything like that. You're building a business, you building it on passion, and you're building it on like trust that everyone's doing their job. Yeah. And like the team we've got behind it is one of the best I've ever worked in. So,
but it's not just, it's got to that point through a lot of trial and error. It is the perfect team, but we've had a lot of frogs. But this is what I want to bring it back to. So from that original V1 failing, bringing you on and Josh and going from there, I know the answer to this, but for people who are watching, why did we decide to build our own infrastructure as opposed to going and, I don't know, doing a white label and just using someone else's tech?
Do you want the real answer?
I wish we hadn't.
because you're a white label. You don't own the business, right? You're basically affiliate marketing for companies, or like you're just marketing someone else's product. And at the time, the white labeling companies wanted a lot of money in what we're doing, and it didn't feel real to us, especially after speaking to you boys about the first V1. It was like, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it properly. We're going to build everything from the ground up. We're going to know everything that we're doing, everything that goes on in the business. We were in that as well. Like, we missed a big chunk of the boom in like launching, but I think it gives us a lot of insight to how to make Nostro a success moving forward.
So, yeah, you said one thing there, which I was going to kind of just be devil's advocate on, when you said we're kind of selling someone else's business, which we are. As a white label, you would be essentially putting your skin on. But if you're just putting all your logos on and it isn't actually promoting someone else's business, why would it not just be easier to go, we'll just white label it? We have to give a percentage away, but remember the headaches we had with building it. We'll talk about that. But I mean, we'll get into that in another episode because that's a whole story, as I said in the first episode. But why wouldn't we just white label? Because the headache, the stress, yes, we have to give a percentage away, but it would have been way easier, wouldn't it not?
Yeah, but also as well, we have got a lot of big ideas of what we want to do with Nostro, right? And you don't have creative control over the business that way. So we launched, and the way we launched was right, we're coming into a crowded market here. What can we do that's going to be totally different? I know we can give away 11,000 accounts, right?
Huge move.
Huge, right? And you putting this out, like we set up all our socials and in Discord and stuff like that. Before you starting, you're promising 11,000 accounts and people are going, scammers.
Yeah, no, we had that quite a lot, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, because it doesn't look real. And
I saw a post on that when we said we were launching with 10,000 accounts. Someone calculated the amount of risk that was to us. They went, there's no way they're going to do it.
Volume that we were giving away.
Volume, trade volume.
The people, and to be honest, you could not do that if you'd gone through one of the white labels, because there was a lot of cost associated with doing that. But by building it ourselves, we managed to sort of understand the risk before we were going to do it, and that was our marketing cost. Instead of paying people to come and market for us, we wanted people to come in, trade with Nostro, love Nostro, and then you retain a trader then, and it sort of worked there. And we've got a lot of stuff that's been in the pipeline. The site we launched with last year has been totally rebuilt again. When we first started, it was all built on PHP. That's what we're told by our developers. That was great.
Headache.
And it's not optimal. So all that's now been moved over to Python. Now we've got our own in-house development team that are unbelievable. But building forward, if you want to add all these things, and we've got something coming up for our birthday where we're giving away a lot. We're giving a lot away, a lot of accounts, and we're going to do something no other prop firm's done, which will be announced soon. You couldn't do this on white label. You couldn't do this without having built all the product yourself. So yeah, we probably could have made a lot more money quicker and faster if we'd have done that approach. And but I think now we're a year in, it's definitely the right option that we did moving forward. And
we're not far off launching. I know we've got a big giveaway, but we're not far off launching the next big development, which is the site. We talk about that yet? Can we talk about that?
Yeah, website. By the time this is out, we've probably got new website. We've got new website. We've built in like a KYC as well, where when people sign up, they'll be able to do KYC straight away. So
it's a huge development, though. I mean, I've seen what's been going on behind the scenes. It's such a big upgrade.
Yeah, I think we've got like 18, 19 developers now in Nostro.
Full-time
work for us, just on Nostro all the time. So yeah, it's gone from having a small operation to a big operation. We've got Naveen, who's our CTO, and he
big up Naveen.
Big up Naveen. Yeah, he manages all the developers, and it's now not them coming, like at the start it was the developers coming to us asking how stuff should work. Naveen knows the business, he knows what we want. We basically describe to Naveen what we want, how we want to do it, and then he goes and builds it from there. So a number of different things. Nostro Wallet coming in. We've just rebuilt all our affiliate program to make it the most it's going to be the best affiliate in the game for people to come in and earn money that way. We've got competitions come in, different sets of competitions. So yeah, all this stuff it's in the pipeline for months. It doesn't just get built straight away.
You know what, for me, I know I'm not involved in that. I know you're on calls all the time. You know, you're on these calls at like 1:30 every day, and they sometimes go on for hours, and I see from afar, but I see the amount of work going in, and what it can be, not frustrating, even from my side, but frustrating because I know how much is going on, but you have to have so much patience.
You do, yeah.
Because we know how incredible this is going to be for all of our community, and we want to just tell everyone now, but we can't. But it's really close.
Yeah. No, a lot of it's pretty much been wrapped up. It's in the last testing now, but. Yeah, it's always just try to make Nostro better. Yeah. And you think, right, when we first launched and we first started, I thought we'd build something, it'd be done. This is going to be forever. There's always going to be stuff that needs improving, making better, and take Nostro in that next direction. So yeah, that's pretty much it about the development side and where we're sort of up to with the business.
I'll wrap it up there then. Nice one.
Perfect.